Presentation of the NBA.
And those are the starting lineups. Lots of interesting matchups tonight. Stick around. We'll be right back with more. This is it, opening day. The regular season is set to begin, and we're thrilled to bring you all the live action right here on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. DA, it's all yours.
The Bucks took a massive leap in coach Mike Budenholzer's first season in Milwaukee. Budenholzer said he joined the organization at the perfect time. The new facilities, the energetic fans, the great roster, ownership, front office, everything is set up to have great success. And he added, I feel fortunate to be the coach. Kevin?
The feeling no doubt mutual. Thanks, DA. And here's what the Rockets' schedule looks like. On Saturday, they'll be facing Drew Holiday and the New Orleans Pelicans. And then on Monday, they'll be facing Steven Adams and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Here are the starters for Milwaukee. Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. Matthews and Middleton the 2 wings. And it's Bledsoe in at the point guard. And for the Rockets, Westbrook and Harden, the dynamite pair. They're the backcourt. Robert Covington out there with P.J. Tucker. And it's House in at the 3.
Well, the Houston Rockets, not exactly a balanced offense. I mean, they lean so heavily on James, but you can't argue with the results.
Tip-off goes to Houston. Covington kicks to Harden.
Yo, watch it! Hey, yo, right here.
Shoots it up. Giannis grabs the miss. And C. Webb with the Rockets offense. The numbers speak for themselves.
Oh, yeah, Kevin. I mean, they had the second best offensive rating last season. I mean, they rely on isolations, threes, and free throws, but it gets the job done for them. I wonder, though, just how far this approach can take them.
And so the Milwaukee Bucks get the first points of the ballgame. And here's Harden for 3. Hits the three-point bomb.
And terrific floor awareness. I mean, it's obvious Covington has a great feel for when his teammates are wide open.
Bledsoe against Westbrook. High, arcing shot. No good from Bledsoe.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Covington with the bucket.
And Covington, this is one of his favorite shots. He's a lights-out perimeter shooter with textbook form.
And so Giannis will bring it up for the Milwaukee Bucks. 4-point game. Here is Matthews over Harden. Matthews no good.
They've missed 3 of their first 4 shots, having a little trouble finding their legs.
And Harden with the basket on the assist from Tucker. Harden's got 5 now.
A nice start for them offensively. 3 of 4 to kick things off.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill. He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but the D still has to keep an eye on him.
Well, you knew after the Paul George trade that the Thunder would look to sell on Westbrook as well. Just part of the rebuild at this point. His agent did well to get him to a team looking to compete. A great fit for a player in this stage of Russ's career.
The Bucks have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Bledsoe for 3. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Covington finds Tucker. Over onto Kumbo. No good on that one. The Bucks go the other way with it. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Houston.
Yeah, and they got the better of this matchup both times they faced off last season. Do they still have their number?
I don't know, Greg, but what I do know is that we're looking at a possible finals matchup. These are two of the league's most dangerous teams, no doubt.
House the pass to Tucker. Here's Harden on the wing. He's covered by Matthews. Offensive rebound, Covington. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup. Covington's got his second bucket tonight.
It's easy to admire Covington. Even when the defense gets rough with him, he stays with them.
Right wing. There's the lob at Antetokounmpo. The shot, no good.
Yeah, and that was lining up to be a huge alley-oop, but they just couldn't quite connect.
No, I'm always surprised when it doesn't happen. I'm sure these two will have a good laugh about it later.
And you know Westbrook has an outstanding vertical. Once he gets to the launching pad, rim, beware.
Now here's Young. Milwaukee. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game.
And they just can't seem to get going offensively.
Yeah, they might be pressing a little. I mean, forcing some things. This is a good opportunity to calm everyone down.
Houston, a whole new 5 on the floor.
And here's a look at the stats for Hill, how he performed last season. Last season, put up about 7 points a game, 2 assists and 2 rebounds. And you like what he brings backing up the point guard.
Yeah, no doubt. He knows how to run this offense. Tremendous asset to this team coming off the bench.
Ilyasova hits the bucket.
Well, Mike D'Antoni, he's a legendary coach in this game. He's found success at almost every stop he's coached at, only missing a title to cement his legacy.
Rivers can't get it to go. Bucks trail by 7. Here's DiVincenzo. Tries again, and it's good on the layup.
Straight up effort gets him those points. That's what it's all about on the offensive glass.
From deep, McLemore. Rebounded by the Bucks. And up the court come the Bucks on the break. Here's DiVincenzo. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Well, Lopez is terrific on the offensive glass. I love seeing him use his long arms to haul in the boards.
Rivers passes to Green. Over Lopez. And Green with the basket on the assist by Rivers. And so it's Milwaukee with it, trailing by 5. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jeff Green. That is his first foul of the game. There's 25 seconds left here in the first quarter. From 11 feet away, count that one. DiVincenzo's got his second basket of the game. Rockets leading by 3. Rivers passes to Carroll. Kicks it to McLemore. Lopez with the block.
Well, Lopez is out there to set the tone defensively. I mean, he's a wily, strong defender who sends shots back with authority.
And it looks like they are going to review the play. The question, did he get the basket off in time?
And a chance here to just double-check the ruling on the floor. I wasn't sure if he got it off in time or not, so I appreciate the second look as well.
And they're keeping the call as is. It was close, but he had not released it before the clock had expired.
Yeah, still better safe than sorry. I think they did the right thing to take another look at it. And if it's so close that you can't tell by the naked eye, might as well go to the slow-mo.
And so both teams trading buckets as we end the first quarter. Rockets lead by 3. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports. Russell Westbrook has surly disposition on the court, but he talks about the power of positivity with his teammates.
Throughout the years, I've been trying to find ways to be a better leader. Leadership was a huge thing.
Well, you can't win it alone.
And for superstar players like Westbrook, individual greatness isn't enough. It's about elevating the team around them.
And it's been a pretty even game here after one quarter of play. And when you consider how the Rockets are doing, guys, what are your thoughts?
Just a terrific first quarter, sparked really by their unselfishness.
Well, I love the ball movement so far, GA. Everything clicking at the offensive end.
They've got Ben McLemore. Green is out there with DeMarre Carroll. Then there's Austin Rivers. And it's Clemens in at the point guard position. That's the 5 for Houston right now. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, Chris Middleton was a first-time All-Star in 2019. Now, we all know that Middleton is one of the league's best shooters, but he had to adjust his game to a new system under coach Mike Budenholzer. Middleton said, I guess that's what being an all-star is, a team player and a complete player. Not playing for stats, playing for nothing else but to win. Kevin?
First-time all-star and well-deserved. David, thank you. Here's what Milwaukee's going with right now. George Hill. Williams comes in for Ilyasova. And it's Korver in for Pat Connaughton.
Well, George Hill, the veteran guard, doesn't produce at the volume he once did. Still, he brings a lot of value to a team.
Knocked away. Stolen by Rivers. Clemens. He's guarded by Hill. And the basket is good.
And you see the ability to rise and fire from mid-range, even against that length.
Yeah, the defender just couldn't quite close the gap all the way and got burned for it.
Whoa, that'll wake you up.
He is such a great athlete. And Houston calls their first time out of the game.
Adjustments are a part of the game, and the coach sees something he doesn't like here.
Yeah, I like the chess match that's going on here. Each team trying to find and exploit the favorable matchup on the floor.
A different look from Milwaukee. Antetokounmpo's checked in for Lopez. Chris Middleton comes in for Dante DiVincenzo. Eric Bledsoe is subbed in for George Hill. Here's Westbrook. He drains the quick shot. Westbrook's got his second basket of the night. And for Hill, Greg, he's a great veteran leader who brings value to a playoff-bound team.
You know, Hill has a game that is effective even when he's not scoring. His leadership and defense will make him a welcome addition to any roster, even as his numbers fade.
Wow, he's a confident shooter from three-point range. I mean, even with the D hovering near him.
And Bledsoe has it in the corner. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Harden outside. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
Oh, Harden is so good at finishing these and ones. I mean, he is just a thorn in the D side.
Brook Lopez is checked in for the Bucks. Opening day, Chris. In your experience, which types of teams tend to start the season well, started strong?
Two types. One, the team that has been forgotten about and left out. The team that had a disappointing season the year before, and no one knows the pain that they went through all summer long, waiting to get back to that moment. So they've been incentivized for half of a year to come back and say, wait a minute, it's our turn now. And those teams are sneaky under the radar.
A little chip on their shoulder, in other words.
And and then secondly, I would say veteran teams. Teams that know what they want, teams that are focused and saying, wait a minute, we know this is a marathon. Let's take our time, warm up, and stick to the principles right away, and we'll end up in the right place later.
Bucks trail by 8. Now about 3 minutes gone in the second quarter of basketball. Middleton right side. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
That's just great touch. The teardrop, well, that's all about feel.
And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for one.
Shot's good.
They've tailored their offense around him. And let me tell you, he loves playing in this system.
Milwaukee making a switch here. Matthews is checked in. For Houston, they have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line. A free throw off from Westbrook. And Greg, after this season, Antetokounmpo will be eligible to sign a Supermax extension. The Bucks want him to stay happy.
The loss of Malcolm Brogdon last summer definitely stung. Trying to control costs, but you don't want to take a step back with Giannis's decision looming.
And the rejection by Antetokounmpo. A nice shot by Tucker.
2 points.
Bucks trail by 8. And there's the pass to Giannis. Outside Matthews. Pass to Middleton. Lets it go with a 3. Buries it from three-point range. Middleton's got 5 points now in the quarter.
He'll do some damage if they give him that shot. Don't give him a clean look. Get out there on him.
Here's Harden, and Harden with the stuff.
And when Harden sees a clear lane to the hoop, just move out the way. He jumps on it. So relentless in how he exploits open space.
And here's Giannis. He'll bring it up for the Bucks. They'll be playing host to Miami for their next game. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. It's deflected. Stolen by Harden.
2 for 1, probably the way to go.
Yeah, I imagine that's what they're thinking. You have to maximize the possession.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Oh, yeah, bang, bang. An impressive sequence that has them fired up.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
This isn't like him, and he knows it. The best thing they can do is try to get him more easy looks.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Matthews, no one around him, and a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in.
Yeah, they've gotten into a nice flow this quarter.
And here's Westbrook. 10 points for him. From deep three-point. Oh, he hit it! He hit it!
What a great shot! Daniel House.
Wow, what a way to finish up the quarter.
Every once in a while, a prayer like that somehow finds the net.
And so it's the Houston Rockets. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with Coach Mike Budenholzer. Coach, probably not the defensive effort you were hoping for thus far.
Yeah, no, our defense isn't where it needs to be. I think they're getting open looks. We're overshifting, and then we're not committing to shooters. Just not a very good defensive effort so far.
Mike, thanks very much for your time. Kevin, back to you.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back. It is bedlam here. The hometown crowd loving that first half. I'm Ernie Johnson along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. James Harden led the way in the first half. He had 14 points and 1 rebound. He struggled in their last game, but he's not having any problems tonight. Really good first half for him. He was right on the mark. What'd you think, Shaq, about the first half we saw from the Rockets?
You got to like their offense efficiency. They were patient, took good shots. That was reflected in their high field goal percentage. They just need to keep playing smart in the second half and close this thing out. Don't get cute now.
And over to Kenny, your thoughts on the Bucks.
Well, they're giving up too many high percentage looks, Ernie. They're not closing down the lane, and they're not going hard on the perimeter. That will get an L in any book.
And that's going to do it for our halftime show, sadly. Third quarter about to start. See you again after the final.
Horn. Oh, buzzer.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. A fantastic game from Harden in this one.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And as they can't slow him down, you know what you do? You keep feeding them and feeding them and feeding them. This is the right game plan.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. And on the floor for Mike Budenholzer starting the second half. Middleton and Giannis are the forward tandem. The backcourt comprised of Bledsoe and Matthews. And it's Lopez in at the 5 roaming the paint.
And he is not shy about pulling the trigger from downtown. Matthews has the eye and the confidence from three-point range that you just love to see.
That's just a product of good pass work. I mean, nice team basketball right there.
Bucks trail by 10.
Well, the Rockets are a team that is pushing NBA theory to the extremes with how they approach offense.
Oh, yeah, every year they seem to go more toward threes or free throws. I mean, you can't fault them as it consistently works for them, though. I mean, it's like watching the team experiment with what makes an NBA offense.
That's his first personal foul.
Westbrook against Bledsoe. The shot by Antetokounmpo. Nobody around. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in. Bledsoe's got 5 assists in the game. Westbrook kicks to House. From deep. And the rebound goes to Lopez. Bucks trail by 7. Matthews passes to Bledsoe. A floater. And the layup is good. Bledsoe's got his first basket of the night.
They're on target from the start of the half. I mean, they're moving well. They're getting some good shots. Now, that makes them 3 for 4 from the field since halftime.
It's good.
Oh, there's the dilemma. You want to stop Harden from getting all the way to the rim, but he can also just rise and fire, or pull up and fire, or step back and fire, and there's not much you can do about it.
Bledsoe for 3. That one, no good.
His offense has been non-existent tonight. It's really hurting him.
And the dunk by Westbrook.
Just rubbing it in their faces with that dunk.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
What a performer this guy is. He relishes the chance to hammer it.
Timeout called, the Bucks. Well, if teams are getting shaken up a bit, coach is usually the first to go, get fired. Do you think teams get too trigger happy with that aspect, coach first and then looking at the team?
Yeah, I do. But unfortunately, if you're the head of the team, that's the responsibility, and that's kind of that's your job to take all of the heat. Being a coach is such a thankless job. You don't get thanked unless you win the championship. If not, it's like, good job, okay. We don't care about the fires you put out. We don't care about the players you develop. We don't care about the chemistry you built. You didn't win, and so, yeah, coaches are usually the first to go, and it's unfair. But hopefully they have some connections and they have a good resume, because they'll be back around somewhere else. They'll pop up somewhere else.
We sure will.
There's that passion of his, battling with every ounce of energy he has.
On the wing, Williams. Giannis inside. Carroll covering. And the dunk by Giannis.
And how about the offensive rebound with a little extra punch on the putback?
You're right, Greg. As they look to trim the deficit, could we see them send a few more bodies to the boards from here on out? Maybe. Just maybe. 5 on the clock, and Carroll gets it to go.
And that's his role. That's where Carroll's at his best, the catch and shoot.
Hill kicks to Korver. 3 minutes gone now in the third quarter, and that one is good. Giannis has got 9 points now in just the second half. Now a timeout called by Houston. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
Ilyasova, he's checked in for Milwaukee. Pat Connaughton comes in for Kyle Korver. Pass to Rivers. Outside, Green. Here's Clemens. Another miss by Houston. And so Antetokounmpo will bring it up for Milwaukee. 7-point differential. And what a year last season for Giannis Antetokounmpo. He was terrific across, Greg, all stat categories.
And he was rightfully in the MVP conversation very early on. He's still very young, and I see multiple MVP seasons in his future.
To the paint, here's Hill. lays it up and banks it in.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
A nice shot by Rivers. And the Rockets lead by 7.
These buckets help Rivers get going. The defense can't allow him to get comfortable from there.
Hill passes to DiVincenzo. Howard down after the assist, let him into the lane.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking. Rivers finds Carroll. Here's Clemens. And that one, good.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Bucks trail by 7. DeMar outside Hill. .32 seconds left in the third. Great D that time from Green. Here's Covington, and he uses the glass on the layup. Covington's got 7 points.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
It's stolen by Green. Here's Carroll. They grab their own miss. Passes it to Rivers. Goes back up. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. 7 seconds left here in the third quarter. Giannis, that's a 2-pointer. Knocks down the step-back J. Antetokounmpo's got 13 points in just this quarter. Up in time. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so it's the Houston Rockets, ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And now we take a look back to Mike D'Antoni talking to his team from the huddle.
Way to fight, guys. Way to fight. That's all it is. That's all it is. Way to get on the floor. Way to go, guys.
Well, you can see, Greg, he sees the fighting spirit in his team right now.
Yeah, they're playing with energy and purpose. Coach sounds very pleased.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this fourth quarter. So on the floor for Houston. Westbrook and Harden, the dynamite pair. They're the backcourt. Then it's McLemore. Then it's P.J. Tucker. And it's House in at the 4-man position. And Russell Westbrook drops them both. Chris, you've been a commentator for the NBA Vegas Summer League. Amazing how much that event has grown.
Oh, how about this year? The Chinese, the Croatian national team. I mean, come on. This is a global game, and we're bringing all of them to Vegas to let fans go up in there and watch them and watch rookies at a young, early age and see the best players. I mean, this is awesome. You got to love how forward-thinking the NBA is. This is really cool to watch.
It is.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
Oh, I do too, Greg. You have to go to your best scorers. I mean, it's a smart strategy, and so far, it's paying off in this game.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Middleton inside the three-point line. Milwaukee, no good that time either. Rockets leading by 13. Here's Westbrook. Lucky 7 drops in. He's perfect from the floor. 7 for 7.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Matthews, no good. For Houston, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter start. Good on the bucket. And that's now 20 points for James Harden.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And the shooting guard, Wesley Matthews, a terrific defender who has no hesitation, Greg, in taking that long three.
A pretty good combination. Weathered an Achilles tear back in 2015, but has remained a steady rotation player.
And the Bucks making a change here. Williams is checked in.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
Starting to take over here, building a big lead that could ultimately prove insurmountable.
Bledsoe kicks to Williams. And it's Williams with the jam.
And the size Williams has allows him to rise up for these type of dunks. A terrific athlete.
Houston leading by 16. Tucker finds Harden. An absolute bomb from three-point range. Harden's got 23 points.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
And Harden with the stuff.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
No, and they're showing no signs of letting up. I love this approach right now. They value each possession.
Here's Matthews, and Matthews throws it down.
The assist is the key to that sequence. I mean, a great look to set him up.
And Marvin Williams picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Robert Covington's checked in for Houston. And Milwaukee also making a switch. Giannis, he's checked in for Williams. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Buries the long-range jumper.
The confidence Harden has, I mean, he knows the D's on him. It doesn't stop him from firing.
Timeout called, the Bucks. As there is that transition from being a player to retirement. It can be a challenge for some. What were the keys that you found in succeeding at that?
Well, first I think is adjusting to the fact you don't have the same schedule. You don't have a physical release that you used to have. You miss the locker room and the camaraderie with all the guys, and so you miss the culture. But secondly, I would say take all the lessons that you learned, and for me this was big, from sports and use them in business. So in business I became a rookie in other areas. I found a Chris Mullin type in business. I found a Latrell Sprewell type, guys that would mentor you, guys that you would play on their team. Humble yourself, get back to it, get to practice, get to meetings early, stay at practice late, stay at meetings and be the last one that leaves, and just take the culture of basketball and fuse that athletic personality into the personality of whatever you go into next, and you can use those tenets to have a wonderful retirement and really enjoy it. So for me, it's been awesome. And by the way, I've had twins, and so since retiring, and that'll keep you just as busy as it was you were playing. So you can find ways to keep that same lifestyle.
That's right, and some sound advice too. Antetokounmpo dishes to Lopez. No good from Bledsoe.
Man, when the ball's in his hands, that's as high percentage as it gets. It's just a fluke miss.
And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for 8 seconds. So it's both teams making substitutions here. There's 1:40 left to play here in the fourth. Bucks passing it around. Here's Williams, and he drops it in from the low post. Williams has got 4 points this quarter.
I just like the awareness there from Korver. He draws a lot of attention, which is why he's able to get passes over to his teammates. Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Rockets.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Russell Westbrook.
He was the alpha dog out there tonight. Totally in charge of this game. No matter what the situation was, he was the one to dictate the action.
Given the size disadvantage, you have to have a lot of confidence to take that shot.
No question, GA. I mean, it takes skills and a certain level of fearlessness.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
Well, this is what guys play for, and when it pans out like this, it's a great fit.
Williams, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Williams plays with aggression, which is why he's able to draw contact while he's shooting.
Marvin Williams at the line for 2.
The first one falls. And so he hits both.
At this point in his career, Williams knows his role. He doesn't play outside of himself. You love that about him. He focuses on playing within the system.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Here's McLemore. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
They made the most of their opportunities, looking comfortable and locked in throughout the night.
That's why they're in the driver's seat right now, looking to put this one away.
Here's Clemens. DiVincenzo with the rebound. Now here's Lopez. So we see Houston taking the W here. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks a lot. Russell, the fans are loving it here tonight. What was your mindset coming into the game?
Just trying to come out and play our game. We're a good team, especially at home, and did a good job of playing team ball tonight.
Great job at all aspects, Russell. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. That concludes the first game of the NBA season. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long, everyone.